We kept the league title hunt alive yesterday by avoiding defeat to Real Madrid. Now we just need to do the same in the first leg of the Champions League against Inter Milan, and hopefully we can keep this challenge alive as well. Playing away from home at San Siro to begin. Then it's Barcelona again. We lost in the Cup yesterday, hoping to do better this time around, although again away from home. And then at home against Girona, where we'd very much like to pick up 3 points for the first time in the league in a little while. And fingers crossed we can go into it on the back of a couple of wins. We're in a mini unbeaten streak with Real Madrid and Espanyol drawn against yesterday. We're getting closer and closer to level 37, so we might well be 93 plus rated sooner rather than later. A little bit of fatigue in the team, but nothing too much to worry about. Nice to see Bellingham central and Zalewski on the left. First time that's happened since Nicola joined us in January. We'll see if it works for us. You can see how strong Inter Milan's side is, however, so not going to be easy, but we certainly have beaten better teams, but we've lost to worse as well. So fingers are crossed. Let's get this across the line. A strong first leg win will give us a fantastic foundation to kick on in the second leg and hopefully win the Champions League this year. Objectives then against Inter Milan: shots on target or an assist. I'll go for the shots on target because it's the Maverick one, and hopefully we can create as much as possible here. I don't have a shot conversion percentage objective, so I can just fire shots away willy-nilly. Obviously, we hope the majority of them go in, but I don't have to be absolutely 100% nailed on for a goal to have a go. And it's those shots where it's maybe yes, maybe no, that sometimes find their way into the back of the net when you least expect it to. Here come Inter Milan, though, to start the game off, but we've slowed down Alberto Morero, and we've won it back again, so fingers crossed we can kick on as we've started here and get ourselves a decent result. Jonathan David into Lautaro Martinez. They're playing a similar formation to ourselves, Inter Milan, so it might see the teams all well intercepted. It might see the teams nullify each other and cancel each other out. Oh, but we are going to need Jan Oblak to make a string of saves given our recent form. A number of away fans have travelled though, so hopefully we can give them something to go back to Spain with. Martinez has picked up an injury for them in the opening few minutes, so that hopefully will work in our favour. Obviously, you never like to see someone hurt in a game of football, but if it puts him off his pace for the rest of the game, then it certainly will give us a competitive advantage. Zalewski, first start for him here at AC Milan now. That's a foul for sure. Is it Dumfries? Can't quite see who it is. No, it's Jordan Tezzi, but a yellow card, and deservedly so, of course. No doubts about that. Plata to Bellingham. Joao Felix has runners. That will fall to Jude. He's tried a fancy flick, which hasn't worked, unfortunately. Martinez with Jonathan David in support. Option on the right as well. Jonathan David could go solo. Uses Dumfries. Zalewski wins it back. Nicely done. Barella to me. Joao is with me. Oh, I'm not going to have the legs to get away from Dumfries or Tezzi, so we're going to have to look for support. But we've got it short there, and Barella has Serrano. Serrano can see the space there for Jude Bellingham. Stop with the flicks, Jude. They're just not working. Just kick the ball normally. Got enough space to play a regular pass there. I'm sure it'll find its way through. Pabega into Alberto Morero. Back to Pabega and tipped over the bar by Jan Oblak. It's constant Inter Milan pressure every time we give the ball away. We always end up with a chance at the very least. Hopefully that will be at the very most come the end of the game. Don't want them picking up goals in this first leg. Bruno Guimaraes' effort was blocked by a hand, and that'll be a free kick for them in a brilliant position. And it's Dominic Szoboszlai. When he gets a free kick in scenarios like this, that's the end result. You just know it's coming. It's a foregone conclusion. Phoning it in. Simple for him from that sort of range from a dead ball situation. It's 1-0 into Milan. And there's not really much you can do about that. That is just a master at work. Lautaro nicely into Denzel Dumfries. Inter on the attack again. They've only really found a way through with that set piece from open play. Yes, Oblak's had to make a couple of saves, but they've not necessarily been that difficult. Just a case of a tip over the bar or around the post so far. Zalewski and Tomori linking up well, and hopefully they can create quite a partnership on the left-hand side of the attack. Barella in there to Bellingham, into me, and Joao could be in here. slotted in nicely. He's had the shot. It's been blocked. Oh, I had visions of that finding its way into the back of the net. I'll try and find my way around one defender. I've beat one, but then with the heavy touch to beat the defender, I've run straight into a second. That was nearly the opportunity we'd been waiting for to find a goal. New position of striker, so the manager already changing the formation to try and turn this result around. That's just a hell of a finish. I mistakenly had full confidence in my keeper to make the save there. He didn't. Lautaro with the outside of the boot shot. Little bit over the top with the celebration. It wasn't that impressive. Well, actually, to be fair, maybe it was that impressive. Inter Milan have themselves a 2-0 lead here. Big goal for the overall picture of the tie in the 51st minute and the 51st second. It's a second for Inter Milan. Lautaro out to Alberto Molero. A third might well kill the tie after just one leg. Get rid of that, please. Whoa! Hello, TikTok. How are you? What on earth happened to Saliba there? 1, 2, 3. Where is he? And whoa! What the heck? He's off. He's at the other end of the pitch now. I have never seen anything like that in my life. Keatswell's going to go. I'm going to lift it to him. Please be onside. Thank you. Well, he gave me anything for my match rating. Oh, it's a lovely ball. We've beaten the defender and we're into the box. Oh, it's a good save by the keeper. That was the chance to pull us one back. 20 minutes to go. Denzel Dumfries goes off for them as we now switch to ultra attacking to try and force the issue. That might come my way. It did. My header's on target, but it's straight at the goalkeeper. Tezzi being put under pressure here by the defender. It's Fikayo Tomori trying to force an issue at the back. They've dealt with it well into we so very nearly brought the tie back to life. Jude Bellingham's really unlucky with that deflection, but we have still won it back. Tomori will quickly get that forward. Barella's gone backwards. That's annoying. Joao Felix gets there though. Barella and Joao tries to feed it to me. Oh, we've come so close, but yet so far in this game. Please. Just stay on side, lads, and we can get you in. Joao. Oh! He needed that pass. Just as we needed the efforts to go in earlier. We've had a couple of good chances in this game to at least pull one back in the tie. We're not out of it at 2-0, but it's definitely going to be a difficult task in the second leg. That goes without saying, really. If only my efforts could have found their way in, either the shot that led to the corner or from the corner itself. I think Saliba might need a trip to the hospital after that, though, to be completely honest. Up next, Barcelona again. Haven't been able to train between the Inter game and the one here against Barcelona. In fact, I'm not even on the bench. Well, that's a surprise. That's only the first time I think that's happened this season at Atletico Madrid. I've been injured for a little bit, but to get dropped entirely, I think is a real shock. We lost as well, which definitely doesn't help the league title campaign. We'll get ourselves back in the starting lineup for the next fixture, but I think the manager is sending a message there that we have not been good enough as an individual in recent times. I need to improve, and quick, if we're to get the team where we need them to be. We've dropped to 4th now. Let's go play Girona. Obviously, we're going to go for the 10 to 15 passes for this particular fixture. Girona only 2 points behind us in the league, actually. We seem to be playing a lot of the best teams in the division at the minute. They might not be the biggest in name or stature, but when we played Espanyol yesterday, they were up challenging for a European spot, and Girona are doing the same. Not the usual side you expect in the fight for a Champions League spot in La Liga, but every team has allowed a good season, and who knows what's going to be the case in real life in 8 years' time. Particularly difficult to predict the cycles for sides that aren't just the very biggest, isn't it? So you never know. Girona fans, this might be what your future looks like, challenging for Champions League football. I'm sure you'd love that. I'd love 3 points here, though. Vallejo apparently is going to be hanging up his boots at the end of the season. There are retirements left, right and centre at the minute in a number of La Liga teams. Can we work this inside? Come on, get it to me. Oh, Barella's pass is poor. Still no opening chance, but very nearly. And inside nicely to Almeida. Dinked in. Headed up. What? Neither got that away. Tomori's headed clearance went nowhere. Serrano's clearance with his feet went nowhere. And Girona have punished us for both of those mistakes. This from Tomori's not great. And, well, I don't even know what that is from Serrano. Marcos Antonio has then gone and put it right in the top corner. Unsavable for Jan Oblak, even though he did nearly get there. His first goal of the season as well. We're not going to win the Copa del Rey. We were 10 points off top prior to kickoff. I don't think we're going to be winning the league either. And we're going to have a big decision on our hands if we get knocked out by Inter Milan in the Champions League 2, because we might not have anything to play for in this remainder of the final season, with still about 8 or 9 games to go in the league. If we're knocked out of every competition and don't look like we're going to go up a rating or win the Pichichi, have anything to play for on a even personal level, maybe the Southampton save arrives sooner rather than later. It's a lovely ball into young Sang Bin. Marcos Antonio looking for another, but they're not going to get it. You have to let me know in the comment section what you think about the idea of potentially having the managerial Southampton save here arrive sooner than perhaps expected. And inside to Almeida. He's onside there. Tipped over the bar. Nearly a second for Girona. Marcos Antonio whips it and half cleared. Serrano again not with the best attempted clearance. That one's also not really great. And that doesn't find me either. We get a little bit lucky with the deflection there. Come on, Joao, do something decent with it, please. Thank you. Serrano, Barella into me. I see the run on the far side, but he is offside, so I can't give it to him just yet there, Gonzalo Plata. Alex Scott, good look for me. He's got Plata in support short. Serrano, Barella, come on, Joao. In that gap. One you're in the box, in a good position. Back to me. First time effort, saved by the keeper. Wanted to try and get that to the near post. Couldn't quite find it. Swerved away towards the far, which made it more comfortable for the goalkeeper. That's not going to reach me. Won't reach Joao either. Puigmal gets up for a good header. Will recover the ball, though. Scott finds Joao Felix. Just kept it in play well. I just couldn't position myself with so many defenders around to find a passing alley to get it to me. But maybe here. Alex Scott. Nice turn. Oh, but I still can't find the way through. Tapia with a brilliant interception, because myself as well, Felix was getting on the end of that as well. Girona hanging on here. That's a nice ball into Clement. 2-0 Girona. My Girona. We are going absolutely nowhere in La Liga. This has been the biggest fall-off in the history of my player saves, I think, this season. I've not known anything like it. This team that were dominating the league now can't beat anyone. Into Barella. To me. Turn and find Jude Bellingham again. He's got Joao Felix there, but the pass very nearly doesn't find him. Jude will get this to me. Joao's going to make me a run, hopefully. Something we can use. Out wide, Felix maybe. Barella is there. He tried to squeeze it through to me. And I don't know whose hand it came off, but I think it's going to be... Oh, even if it is a free kick for us, which I don't think it is, I'm off. And it is a free kick for us. I would have loved to have taken that, Mr. Simeone, if you don't mind. Christopher John on off the bench. Looks like he might take it. No, Joao Felix is stepping up. Laid short to Bellingham was the intention. Now here comes the Girona counter-attack. And Marcos Antonio could have set them up for a game-killing third. To be fair, in the 90th minute, the game's probably dead already. But with the corner, we might get a consolation goal. Even Jan Oblak's come up. We are really that desperate to try and get something from any game at the minute. This one, dead and buried. And probably so is our La Liga title campaign as well. Castella Junior and Alex Scott can't force the ball over the line with now just 12 games to go in La Liga. If Real Madrid have won, we will be 13 points clear of that top spot. 13 points adrift. Not great. Don't know what the results are elsewhere. We've knocked... ourselves back down to the bench, though, which means I'm probably... No, I can train at least to get myself back in. That puts Girona actually above us now. Real Madrid haven't yet played, but you anticipate that they're going to win and get themselves further away from us. Well, I can't remember what the next game was now, because I was planning on being involved in that Barcelona one. I think it's Bilbao. Let's go for the dribble success rate, because it's easily doable. Losing... Well, I say losing. I pretty much have lost faith in this Atletico Madrid side now. Joao. Serrano. And Scott. Serrano again. Okay, this is building nicely. We've not had some free-flowing passing like this for quite a little while. And then it ends by giving the ball straight to Pablo Fornals. If Bilbao score from this, I'd be furious. Back there to Firman. It's a lovely ball to Cabral. And they very nearly do score. Oblak needed to make the stop. You can see from the volume of water on the edge of the pitch that it has been raining quite profusely prior to kickoff, but we've got relatively decent playing surface here at San Mamés. Well in, Saliba. That's particularly well done. Joao Felix finds me. Get that out wide there to Plata. Scott forward to Joao. Then to me. Joao's going to go again. I get Barella in. He's going to look to Joao. It will reach him! Oh my lord, we scored a goal. We're leading a game of football. Would you believe it? Joao Felix makes it Atletico 1, Bilbao 0. Seivald into Cabral here for Bilbao, looking to find themselves a way back into the game. It's the sort of thing we haven't been able to do so far today. When falling behind, my teammates seem to just give up the ghost. But we've taken the lead on this occasion, and hopefully rather than just giving up, we will dig in and fight super hard to hold on to what could be an invaluable set of 3 points here today. Poke that across there to Alex Barella. He's got it back to me, but my shot is comfortably saved by the goalkeeper. It wasn't the best of efforts. Hoping to hit that right-footed across goal. It's gone left-footed towards the near post. Kind of the opposite of everything I wanted to do in that situation. But whilst the ball's at that end, they can't score. It just keeps coming back this way more regularly than I might like. Roth in the box. And into the middle, but Oblak's in the way again. 25 to go. 25 to hold on. Haven't been able to carry that sort of defensive form into today until now. I fear it's almost certainly too little, too late. The gap did open up to 13 points with Real Madrid picking up victory on their previous match day. It's good footwork initially by Joao Felix, but he can't find the pass, but thankfully we don't need to. The late first half goal is enough to give us a single goal to nil victory here. Is it enough to cling on to? I'm not sure. I don't think so. I think the entirety of the rest of this season hinges on the first game of tomorrow's episode. We have Inter Milan at home, and we need to overturn that 2-goal deficit in the Champions League. If we can do that, then our season lives on. If we can't, then you guys as the viewing audience will have the deciding decision. Because it would really be pointless for me to continue to make content that you guys don't want to see for the next week or so, with so many games left in the La Liga season. Be Inter, Getafe and Valencia, and then, I mean, we might not need to play those final games. I could maybe make myself slightly higher rated if we work our way through, and maybe I could just sim to the end of the season to do that, to make my guy as high as we possibly could. But if I show you the league table, that doesn't look superb for us right now. Real Madrid actually haven't played their match day 27 yet, so they're currently 10 points clear of us, but they will have played it now, so I'll double check again. I'm pretty sure they're going to win, because they've been winning every week so far. They're going to be on 59, they are. The gap is still 13 points with 11 games to go. Don't look strong, does it? At all. Well, ultimately you guys have the deciding factor, because you're the ones that I want to watch the videos. That's all for today though. We actually did it. A win and a clean sheet. Can you believe it? Let's hope for more of that against Inter Milan tomorrow. I really do feel like I'm pretty desperate for it. Bye bye.